The Howard Stern Show.
But it's a fun idea, seeing you doing the car chases and you get on a scooter.
Oh, the scooter thing is hysterical. Yeah.
Which that was the hardest part. Apparently, I was because I'm pretty good with like driving a car and I can do stunts in it, and I'm like, I got this, a scooter. Apparently, I suck at driving a scooter.
How much of it is you when you're doing these fight scenes? Like, do they bring in a stunt double to do? Because a lot of that stuff seems pretty dangerous.
I had a great stunt woman, but I try to do everything. I think the stunts run it.
You're like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean, if there's anyone, I'm exactly like
She's
Jackie
the new
Chan.
Tom Cruise.
When you're doing
get really close.
Because it is like a choreography, these fight scenes, right?
I want to do everything that they will let me do with insurance, which is a lot, which I was a little surprised. And I kept waiting for like tricks. I was like, so how are we going to do this helicopter bit? And they're like, the helicopter bit is you hanging with Statham from a helicopter. I was like, I know, but are we actually like on the ground? They're like, no, you're about 60 feet up. I was like, what the?
Wait a second.
What?
The scene
3.5 days.
The scene where you're hanging from a helicopter.
You're up 60 feet, hanging from a helicopter with Statham climbing me.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well, did you think I can't do this? I mean, you have to have a tremendous upper body strength to do that.
Well, I mean, you're on a safety thing,
Right.
but still, your hands go numb. The harness is doing very strange things to your body. At one point, I was like, I'm choking on my own boobs. I mean, it's like you can only be in a,
And they got to have you do that because if you're going to get a realistic shot,
it can't be somebody. It can't be somebody else. And I would rather, especially for that character, I'm like, she's not supposed to be perfect, and I know I can do that.
So what's the rehearsal like when you're going to do a fight scene with like 3 people attacking you, and you're a super spy, and you've got to make that look believable? Is that a full day or two in a place?
Like I started right when I knew I was doing it. I started training in LA with a martial arts instructor that was really amazing, and she had the choreography. And like there's a fight, and there's a pretty intense fight in the kitchen with this other woman. But that actress was in India, and I was in LA. So you train with other people, and the big fight was the first day of shooting. So I was like, thanks, Paul Feig.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, but why? Because you wanted to get that over with?
I don't know, but it was the smartest thing he did, because doing it right away, if I would have had to wait 5 weeks in...
You would have been nervous.
Oh, I would have been nervous. The training would have kept on. We would have overthought it. But this way, we both showed up from training for it. But it was still like, you put 2 people in a room and they're fighting, and that was so fast and intense. She's taller. Like, she was much taller and longer limbed. So it's like... I got her.
Right, you beat her up with a pot.
I kind of did, and I kind of really did.
That's the scene where you take a pot and you start beating her over the head with it.
You're not pulling those punches.
No, I'm an idiot.
Wow.
I'm not good enough to be like, I will perfectly pull it back. I was swinging as hard as I could. And then if one of us would overreach or step over our marks, you'd get clobbered. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody get hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was covered in bruises. I threw out my back twice. Once from... this is how exciting I wish it was like I was fighting a man in an alley. I was walking to get a massage because I was so sore I could barely lift my arms from fighting.
Yeah.
And around the pool, you had to like walk through the pool in the hotel. The pool was all marble. Which I was like, best of luck.
Yeah.
The only person in the room at the very end of this long, skinny room was Paul Feig sitting in a hot tub. It was like a Wes Anderson movie, like perfectly lined up.
Yeah.
I slipped. I saw my feet come above my head, and I was like, oh, shit. I came down.
Oh.
I wrecked my back. Like, out of commission, couldn't stand, couldn't walk. And Paul just stayed in there, and he's like, I'm in a bathing suit. I can't really get out to help you.
So this wasn't even the movie. This is just like outside of the movie.
I was
you're
walking
getting
to get
hurt.
a massage, and I wrecked my back.
It figures like you go through all of that, and you get through it, and then you fuck up by the pool.
I was like,
is
can
that
I
so
really
embarrassing,
do that
too? Like, you're a big star.
And you're in a robe, and I'm like, God, help me.
Are people staring at you?
Luckily, it was just Paul.
Oh, thank God.
And then I fell another time just in front of Paul. So I don't know if Paul's trying to kill me.
Do you have to be in love with Paul, in a sense, to make a movie like this? I mean, Paul and you are really good collaborators. And do you fall in love with your director? I know you're married and everything.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of like, you have, at least Paul and I think when it works that well together, there's a shorthand and an ease. And I'm sure people are always like, somebody just said,